I had it started about a week ago,
Yeah.
and it had run a while, but it turned itself off after about 15 minutes. Apparently it's a faulty remote start timer or something. If that's all it is, that's wonderful. But
Mind if I record a little bit? I like to record what we do.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
we put it online.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to stay out of your way.
No, you're all right.
That's one way to keep the customer out of your way.
It's okay. Don't bother me none. Absolutely zero.
You get blinkers.
Yeah, all the fun stuff.
I put new batteries in there, all the keys,
Yeah.
thinking that might have something to do with it, but apparently not.
No, because we're not even getting anything past the ignition switch here. I gotta see, you don't know where they have the little box for the disconnect here? See some wires that go through the door.
I got a box up here.
No, I meant like, did you get this aftermarket remote start installed, or did it come with the car when you got it?
You mean the remote?
Yeah.
No, my wife wanted to put it on because we live in Virginia, a lot of ice and snow.
So you had it installed somewhere?
Yeah, that's worked fine for years.
Yep.
Might just take the installation out, that might just fix everything.
Yeah, I just gotta find it. I don't know where they put it. That's the drain right there for that system. So that system is disabled now. We still have the regular one hooked up. But it's definitely not that. But I got no power into the car. So we need to go look that up real quick. What year is this?
05.
05. Let's see on there just in case anything goes crazy.
There's one in your seat. Did you mean to leave it there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to put that one out there.
Oh yeah.
So we don't. Okay, so that Lexus is. Like no power out of the key. So. It won't come out of park. It won't do anything. The dash doesn't light up. I get a check engine light, but I got no lighting up on the dash whatsoever. I got really poor internet in this neighborhood. Come on. See if we get some answers. Just a pathway, something we could do on a direction. I don't know. Let's go check a few things. See if we have any communication with any modules. See if we have any communication with anything. I don't think we're going to, but let's find out. just dings like there's no power to anything. Well, let's see if we can get some con with an engine. Huh, we do get power. Okay. Let's go back to basics. Well, I got nothing here. All right, let's see if we can, we're gonna look at a topography, which is the, our communication lines between all of our modules. So we're gonna use this one so I can see that and see which ones aren't talking to me on what network. But we have a problem with one of our, see if we have a problem on one of our communication lines. No, ECM's there on this. The other scanner don't show the ECM. No brake module, airbag, body.
It's a handy little tool there.
Yeah, it gives a lot of information. You just got to know what to do with the information.
Yeah.
Do this and then I'll check basics like starter relays and stuff like that. But I don't like how the key sounds. Like right now it sounds like the ignition is not turned on all the way. Sounds like the key's not fully turned. When you turn the key, you can get radio and stuff. So we're losing power. Yeah, you're right, the CD came out. But we're losing power on most of the car. You know, where is that power at? Why do we not have it?
Could the shift lever be not in the right position?
No, it's in the right spot. It's
And that little thing hadn't been pushed on.
that ain't it. No,
But,
sorry. It's
that's the only thing.
when we turn the key, like if you have the key for this, you turn it on, everything lights up.
Yeah.
The radio comes on, the air conditioning can come on, everything come on. It's acting as if the key's not even turned on right now.
Yeah.
So do we have something blown somewhere, or is there a problem with this switch? You said the car ran about a week ago, right?
Well, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but that was that. Now, the problem that this is having, was that after that or before that? Just, and this time that it ran, you got lucky, it ran.
Well, I could put the key in, and like maybe the third time it would go ahead and run.
Yeah.
But I just thought it had something to do with the remote start. And
Yeah, we're definitely losing power to this thing, to the to our ignition switch.
well, I didn't do anything.
Well, what I mean
You
is,
know,
like, when did this problem first start to happen?
actually, it was way before that. leaving the Hippie Court to Washington D.C. And I'm not sure what it was, but I couldn't, I was worried. For some reason, I disconnected the battery before I left. I don't know why I did that. I don't normally do that.
Yeah.
But I was worried about something happening.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was.
That's all right.
I had hooked our battery up to this and gotten it started,
Mm-hmm.
and then, but never for any long term.
And that's when all these problems started to happen, and then,
Yeah.
but recently it started out of nowhere for you.
Well, it all sort of ran together. I'm not sure,
Okay.
but it has been started, and but I wouldn't trust it enough to go anywhere with it.
Yeah, no, neither would I. I'm just trying to find out. So the reason why I say that is, like, let's say this problem happened 2 months ago, but yet 2 weeks ago the car started for you.
Not no reason.
I know, I'm just giving a hypothetical, like a time frame, you know. 2 months ago this problem started, man, this car hasn't run in 2 months. I'm gonna go try it. And you go, hey, it started, but then now it doesn't start again. That tells me there's no blown fuses, okay? So like for me to go chasing down fuses and relays and all kinds of stuff like that, that would tell me where I could go to on my diagnosis instead of starting at square one saying, okay, let me test every single tiny little thing. That's why talking with the customer and like just trying to get like a time frame on stuff is real good, but it's okay. I'm gonna go check out my computer. I need to look at the wiring diagram of the ignition switch so we can take a step towards that, okay?
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Man, I got a feeling that some type of fuse or something is just blown here. Because I can, like I can read, the modules are awake, but I can't see, but I got nothing going to the radio and all that stuff. So that tells me that I'm like, I lost power, but I'm trying to find an easier way to do it than to rip the dash apart and get to the back of the ignition switch. So we can check some fuses and see if we have power on them. If we do, that tells us the switch is sending power out, but I need to find out what those are. I could just be overcomplicating this because that's just what I do. So let's look for AM1 and AM2 first and see how those go. Let's get this light. Pair of needle nose. Let's go.
Do you have to have your phone to brake to start this car?
No.
Do mine.
No, only on them, well, I can't say only, but most of the time it's only on those push button start cars.
I keep looking for an easy solution.
Believe me, so am I. I don't want to have to tear the whole car apart, you know?
Yeah.
The AM1. Need a bit of ground here. Of course, plastic over everything. The fuse is blown. that one's blown. Let me go grab a fuse for this. Okay. There's number 2. Oh. A 5 amp fuse? Well, here's the question. Why did the fuse blow in the first place, right? We would need to see what's on that circuit and find out what could have blown that. But it's only a 5 amp fuse. Like, it shouldn't control a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna let this run for a few minutes, and I'm gonna go back and just double check our wiring diagrams and take a look back through where that fuse comes from and what it goes to. See if there's anything that could have caused it to blow. Could have been when you had done the battery disconnect. You know, anything could have touched. If something touched something and the key was on or anything weird, it's quite possible. But we're gonna leave that little box out because that could have blown that fuse too. Anybody that's in there farting around with those wires, because they have to touch the wires that go to the ignition, so that way they could do the remote start. We're gonna leave that box out in case any of that was the culprit on why it blew that fuse. So let it run for a few. I'm gonna disconnect that jump box, and I'll go just double check on our wiring diagram, make sure I don't see anything that could cause this to have blown that fuse.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Let's go. Okay, so now you guys heard what I said to the customer, so right here is AM1 fuse. It's a little 5 amp fuse. Right there. So what does that control? It goes to our ignition switch, but it goes to the ECM. That's a big thing. Goes to our park neutral switch. Junction block. It's probably, oh, engine room junction block. Jesus, they got so many of these on the left side of the engine compartment. So it goes, Jesus, why would they do that? I feel like you could have saved on some wiring or something here, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just being a jerk. Okay, but that also feeds power to the starter relay. So, I mean, there could be anything that could cause that 5 amp fuse to do that, unless this here, because this is not the best wiring diagram. If this is kind of like, for instance, I just worked on a Colorado, and that one runs body control module 5 volt, but that's because it uses the PAT system in the key. I don't think this one does that. This is obviously just like a 12 volt in, 12 volt out, 12 volt to the PCM, 12 volt to the PCM, power to the Prindle, but then this shows me power back out, which is super confusing. So let's get out of this. Let's go to vehicle, go to diagrams, OE diagrams. Starting system diagrams. Couldn't figure out my what's it called there. All right. So now we're back. All right. So AM1 alternator feeds the ignition switch. So it looks like it doesn't do anything in the switch except for in start. So that's in, but see, that's false because AM1 works in ignition 1 and ignition 2, not just on start 1. See, sometimes these wiring diagrams really suck. Because if start 1, unless they are calling start 1 run, which it's quite possible it's doing that, but I don't know, let's see. No, it has to be in, well, that's in start there. Yeah, it's a little confusing for me because these diagrams are, even though it's just a Toyota or Lexus or whatever, it's still stupid. So in start 1, this comes down, feeds the Prindle, and then goes off and feeds other stuff. So I'm not going to stress it too much. Either way, yeah, look at that. It feeds your engine control module. So yeah, engine control module wasn't getting fully powered up because of that fuse. I'm not going to go too much further with this. There could be any number of things in here that could have blown that fuse, but chances are it's probably when the customer decided to disconnect the battery at one point. Something probably got arced on accident and it blew a little 5-amp fuse. Could be anything else, but car runs right now and it's not blowing the fuse, so we're going to leave it alone. If he ever calls back with it being blown, then we'll have some really extensive testing to do to find out what would have caused it, but right now I'm done. That's it. So let's go make sure the car still runs and then we're getting out of here. Yep, car's still running. Looks good. All right.
Running nice and smooth.
Yep. Get there. We'll just go back into here and just rerun a quick scan. Nope, everything came back pass except for brake and EMS. He's got brake lights on, parking brakes on. Yep, no more. Cool. There we go, fault scan. ECM good. Brakes good now. SRS is good now. BCM's good now. So if you saw 2 seconds ago, there was 2 codes in the SRS system. Now those are gone. Come on. Just confirm pushing the brake. Comes out of gear now. That's good. Alright, whatever the EMS is, it probably doesn't have one, so. Alright, no faults. We're good. We're out. Done. See you guys later.